Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Cool. All right.
Hello and welcome. We are the Ladies of Strange. I'm Ashley.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rebecca.
Thank you for joining us each week as we discuss.
The history, mystery, and theory.
Of all things questionable, odd, and eerie.
Oh man, again. All right.
All right.
I thought I got away from that.
Nope.
All right.
It's like programmed and now. You
It
can't
really is.
stop.
Stupid. It makes me sound not intelligent and I don't appreciate it. All right.
I mean,
What?
Poisons for the week.
Before we have poisons, I have a present.
You have a present?
what?
Yeah. Well, this is like a reoccurring theme. I like this like presents
All of us
every
are going to
episode.
get so spoiled.
That's fine.
I mean,
Ashley's like, not a problem.
I spoil people anyway. Why not put it on the air? Then I can record the genuine reactions. This one's kind of a joke present.
Oh, score. I like those.
So this past Sunday, we had Christmas at my grandma's. And there's so many of us that instead of trying to buy presents for everybody just brings like 3 or 4 random bingo presents.
Ooh.
And then everybody just sits around and plays bingo for like 4 hours and it's amazing.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And they can be like, some of them are really good presents, like gift cards and gift certificates to do stuff. And some of them are kind of like gag presents. Like we have this set of crystal swans that has been in bingo every year for the past like 7, 8 years. Somebody wins them, wraps them up differently, and then brings them back.
Nice.
So they're kind of like the traveling swans. And this was a new one for the year. And my dad actually won it. And everybody got a good chuckle. And then as we were leaving, I was like, Dad, what's it going to cost me to get that off of you? And so I was like, you know everything I won. What can I trade you? So I traded him a giant box of homemade Chex Mix for a gift for Tiffany.
Oh,
You are worth a giant box of homemade Chex Mix.
that's a lot more than I thought it was worth.
He tried to get the apple butter that Grandma made. It only usually puts like 6 jars in bingo, and there was only 2 this year. And I said, no.
Yeah, no.
No,
Fair.
I'll just come steal it from your house one day. So, for those listening, Tiffany is obsessed with Christmas sweaters.
Uh-oh.
And from the day after Thanksgiving, leading up until Christmas, she wears a different Christmas sweater every day.
No exceptions.
Well, it's not a Christmas sweat,
But what is it?
but
Oh my God.
I am the happiest person in the world. Oh, oh my God.
Why are you holding your
so
boobs?
it is one of the, you see the t-shirts all the time that you can buy at like cheesy beach
This is amazing.
stores that have the bikinis painted on them.
Oh my God.
It's like that, but it is a probably like at least XL, if not 2X t-shirt with Christmas lingerie with ribbons and lace
It says open me first on the front.
and a candy cane in the cleavage.
Oh my God. It's got a garter belt.
And it even has it on the back too.
I'm the happiest person in the world right now.
Put it on
Yes.
with your oversized red sweatpants.
Oh my God. They're perfect.
Are you wearing a bra under that shirt?
Nope.
Okay.
She's not going to completely strip.
I'm just going to like hide behind my pop filter for a second.
I'll put it on over. I'm so happy right now. Look at this little straps. This is. Oh my God! It's like.
Oh, that's perfect with your sweatpants. I've got us. Might sound really awkward, but I've got us and my dad a picture of this.
Oh, I wish I could see Matt's face.
Oh my gosh, you should have that on when Matt gets home.
Oh, I will.
Okay, is it super awkward if I send that on my family text message thread?
Not at all.
Okay.
You send me a copy too.
Yes. And we'll put it on Instagram.
This is amazing. I'm so happy.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, poisons.
I've got the most dope shirt I've ever worn in my entire life.
She's taking her other shirt off underneath it now.
Ah, smart. Well, while she's doing that, my poison is I finally got cord management under control.
Yay! Yay.
So we have room to do things,
Huzzah.
like set our drinks down where we want to and not where we have to.
Right? And we can like move our hands.
There's only one drawback to this right now.
What's that? Well, just don't touch the table.
That was me.
That was Rebecca.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Baby steps.
We'll get a tablecloth and some stuff. It's fine.
I'm so happy. Sorry.
Oh, gracious.
So Ashley, what's your poison?
My poison this week is trying to find our text thread so I can send that picture. My poison this week is that there's going to be a new addition to our family.
Wait, what?
I got real excited for a second, and then I remembered, and I'm still excited, but
I'm
My
so
mom-
confused
I
because
sent
like,
you pictures.
oh, that's right, the puppy. Sorry.
Yes, my mom is getting a new puppy.
Because I was sitting here going, Tiffany's not nearly excited
It's-
enough for this news. What the hell's happening?
No.
it is a super cute puppy.
He's a little golden doodle.
Oh, little golden
And
doodle.
they're going to be in town in like 2 weeks to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Aw.
he's so cute. And I'm so excited. And I can't wait to squish his face.
He is precious.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into the name thing right now. My mom wants to name him Bernie because she's weird.
That's not a good name for a dog.
It's just weird. But, you know.
See, I imagine Bernie and I imagine like the old basset hound on your grandpa's front porch.
I picture Weekend at Bernie's.
Same. I'm like, why do you want a dead dog?
Oh,
Well,
I mean, that is Weekend at Bernie's.
either that or Bernie Sanders. Feel the burn. And none of those are
he
appropriate
doesn't look
for
like
a
a
dog.
Bernie.
No.
So I was very confused. But, you know, it's not my dog, and he's still cute, and I'll come up with a nickname for him.
Who knows? Maybe she'll meet him and decide he's not a Bernie.
Maybe when she
Fingers
gets here and I say,
crossed.
Mom, that name is not cute.
Talk to your stepdad and just be like, please tell her no.
Let's redecide.
Let's
I
discuss
know.
this.
I said Buzz
Cute.
because they're Georgia Tech fans.
I like Rebecca's name too.
Percy.
Yeah, but Mom, I don't think would really go for Percy. He definitely does. Would make a good Weasley, especially when he's growing up and he's all like, "Dook, dook, 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 dook."
And doodles don't ever get out of that
True.
stage.
True. So we'll see. It's not my dog. He's still cute. I will love him and cuddle him no matter what his name is.
And
So,
then secretly call him something else.
Buzz.
It won't be a secret.
No.
No.
I'll be like, Mom, your name's stupid. His name is Buzz.
I like it.
I love you, Mom. Tiffany.
My poison, I have been preemptively planning my daughter's first birthday party, and it's super exciting, and I spend way too much time doing it, so there's that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm so excited. And I didn't think I would spend this much time on it, and it's still 3 months out.
It's super fun, and you're only
is.
going to get to do it once.
And I always sing You Are My Sunshine to her, and we're doing a You Are My Sunshine theme, and I'm so excited, and it's going to be great.
What is she dressing up as?
She's going to be in a yellow tutu and probably a really cute onesie that my parents helped me make because they do that. And, of course, an adorable headband or hat.
Of course.
Yes, of course. But I'm excited. Yay! And I may be in a yellow tutu too because why not?
Why not?
Why not a rainbow? Because she helps you shine.
Oh, Rebecca, you're so precious.
That way Matt can be a thundercloud.
I could probably get him to do that.
Oh,
Let's get him like a gray shirt with like a lightning bolt.
Yes. I'm
Yep.
down. All right.
I
Well-
mainly just want him dressed up as a thundercloud.
Can
I'll
he
make
get
it
a
happen.
white tutu?
No, he needs a
You
gray
can get him
one.
like a gray
Gray
one with like
tutu.
electrical lights for the lightning.
Can I be a thundercloud?
Oh, that's fantastic.
I like this idea a lot.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes over. Keep us posted.
Here, just plan it and don't tell him.
And then just sneak a lit up tutu onto him
I mean, it's
Maybe some whiskey first
before his child's birthday party.
before the tutu.
why are we taking shots of whiskey at 10 a.m.? Don't worry.
Just do it.
Yep.
How? What's your waist size? No reason.
All of our family and friends are about to be here. Don't you want a shot or two before this happens?
True. Yeah, he does not do crowds. So
Matt, don't listen to this.
Oops.
He does actually listen, so.
Tune out.
All right. Well, you guys ready to learn about something today?
Let's do it.
All right.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is very good, but I'll tell you
Tell me
something.
something questionable, baby.
I can do that.
Sweet.
All right. So, do you guys want to know what it's about, or do you just want me to tell you a story?
Story time.
All right. Actually, I'm just going to tell you because it doesn't come up later.
Story time.
All right. This is about the toxic lady. The face Ashley just gave me.
I didn't want to know the title.
I mean, but I don't say the toxic lady anywhere in here.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So at 8:15 p.m. on February 19th, 1994, 31-year-old Gloria Ramirez is rushed into the emergency room at Riverstone General Hospital in California with kidney failure due to late-stage cervical cancer, which she had been diagnosed with 6 weeks prior. She had a rapid heart rate and irregular breathing pattern, and she was given some medicine to sedate her and had to have a defibrillator used on her. Once this happened, things started to get really weird.
Okay.
Once they used the defibrillator, or once they sedated her.
Both.
Both.
They did
Around
it,
this time.
Around
Gotcha.
that time. Once they removed her clothing to attach to the electrodes, they noticed that she had an oily sheen over her skin that smelled of garlic. Weird.
She's a vampire.
Or just me after eating a pizza.
I did picture that. I like whenever I'm eating cheese sticks and then
You
my
just
hands
pictured
are all.
Rebecca after eating a pizza.
Look, what I do in my spare time is none of your business.
Nope.
But no, like my hands are all oily and gross and smell delicious, and it's great.
Oh, like those little garlic knots from what's the Italian restaurant?
Okay, we need to stop talking
Sorry,
about
sorry.
garlic knots.
Never.
All right. Well, at this point, RN Susan Kane tried to draw Ramirez's blood, and when she did, she noticed it smelled like ammonia.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not a normal blood smell.
No.
She asked the respiratory therapist, Maureen Welch, to confirm that that's what she was smelling.
Take a big whiff.
Exactly. Just breathe it all in.
Here, smell this vial of blood.
Yes, this questionable smelling vial of blood.
Yes.
Does this blood smell normal to you?
When I have anything that smells like ammonia, I'm like, if I'm suffering, everybody else has to suffer.
Fair.
Welch said that she thought the syringe would smell like chemotherapy, the way blood smells putrid when people are taking some of those drugs. She said instead it smelled like ammonia. The syringe was then passed to medical resident Julie Gorzinski, and she noticed manila particles floating in the blood.
That's not normal either.
No. So you've got this gross-smelling blood.
It's all the garlic butter.
Oh, the little garlic chunks.
Yeah, but it doesn't smell like ammonia.
It went bad. It's spoiled.
That's why she's in the hospital.
Yes. That's what caused her
Spoiled
kidney to shut
garlic
down.
bread.
Exactly. All right, so right about that time, Kane, who drew the blood, started to sway, said her face was burning, and passed out. She was immediately rushed from the room. Gorzinski then said she felt queasy, so she stepped outside, complained of feeling lightheaded, and when she sat down at the nurse's desk, somebody asked her if she was okay, but before she could answer, she slumped over to the floor. Gorzinski then shook intermittently and developed apnea. So as all of this was going on, Welch, the one who was confirming that it smelled like ammonia, Welch then passes out, and when she woke up, she couldn't control the movement of her limbs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like your typical ER
Right?
What?
situation,
No
right?
big deal.
No. No.
That's not how that works. Well,
No, it's mostly people with colds who are complaining too much.
My
Yes.
ear hurts.
I got something lodged up my butt. Apparently that happens a lot at the ER.
It does.
So
Why do I know that?
Where else are you going to go?
this is true. All right, so after all of this happened, a state of emergency was declared within the hospital, and all of the patients and staff were evacuated to the parking lot, except for a skeleton crew that remained behind to try to save Ramirez's life. Unfortunately, at 8:50 p.m., Ramirez was pronounced dead, and her body was enclosed in an aluminum crate.
Wait, what time did she get admitted?
8:15.
I thought you said 8:40 something. But still, that's only like 40 minutes? 45 minutes? Not
Yeah,
even.
That
35
escalated
minutes.
quickly.
Didn't it?
And where do they have just aluminum crates lying around?
I don't know why they had the aluminum crate, but it's a
question.
hospital. You know, you gotta have a...
It's a dumpster.
It's sad.
It just dunk.
No. In total, 23 of the 37 emergency room staff members experienced at least one symptom.
Holy cannolis.
Right?
Did they all go through the area where she was located?
Yes.
Okay.
5 of those were hospitalized. Gorzinski had the worst of it. She spent 2 weeks in intensive care where she experienced apnea, developed hepatitis, pancreatitis, and avascular necrosis of the knee, which is a condition in which the bone tissue is starved of blood and begins to die. She was on crutches for months after this.
How hepatitis?
And which one?
All valid questions. I don't know which hepatitis, and I have zero clue how she got all of this. But what we know is Gloria Ramirez came in, and everything went haywire.
Right.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
Riverside County Hazardous Materials team was called in to see if there was some volatile chemical lurking in the air of the emergency room. Fortunately, and also kind of unfortunately, no toxic chemicals were detected. So 6 days after her death, the pathologists who performed her autopsy had to don hazmat suits and work in a sealed examining chamber. They emerged with samples of blood and tissue, along with air from the body bag and the aluminum crate holding the body.
Okay.
So they are determined to find out what happened. Unfortunately, they too found nothing that would explain what was going on.
They didn't even find like manila particles in her blood?
Nope.
So they didn't find anything questionable at all.
Nothing questionable. Enter the Forensic Science Center at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. They were asked to examine and see if they could come up with anything. After analyzing the compounds, both organic and inorganic, and the blood vial and tissue from her organs, they could find no reason for what happened either. But they did find a few anomalies that they could easily explain. The first was an unidentified... How would you pronounce this word, Rebecca? Because I see it and I think anime, but I know it's not.
Amine?
Sure. Unidentified amine, which is a derivative of ammonia, that was formed as her body tried to break down the anti-nausea drug she was taking.
So normal to see.
Yes. The second was a nicotinamide, which is a B vitamin that's crucial to health, but is also mixed into illegal drugs like methamphetamines. But they ruled out her taking drugs because they couldn't find anything in her blood work saying she was taking drugs. So she just had an unusually high
amount of something that's
B vitamin.
Also found in drugs.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's found in your body.
Hers was just elevated.
Yeah. So the third thing they found was a chemical called DMSOthing, and it is a molecule composed of 1 sulfur atom, 2 carbons, 6 hydrogens, and 2 atoms. Because you guys definitely wanted to know. 2 oxygen, not 2 atoms. Keeping you on your toes.
I'm sitting there going, wait, you just named atoms. Hold on.
What about Eve's?
So, wow. That's my best friend right there. Hey.
That joke was positive.
Don't be so negative, Tiffany.
I love you both.
Tiffany's got no atom jokes.
She's all out of matter.
I can't with you. You ready?
Yes. Ready.
We're continuing on. It's manufactured as an industrial solvent, but it's also sometimes produced naturally in our bodies from amino acids that contain sulfur. It's broken down by the liver, and there is a half-life of the body of less than 3 days. So if you've got this in you, within 3 days...
it should dissipate.
Yeah, it should be like halfway gone.
Yeah.
So 6 days after she died, they did the initial autopsy, and they found normal levels of this in her body.
Okay.
So this is... What are you...
The damn Bob's Burgers song.
Which one?
When you say... autopsy. Autopsy. And every time you said autopsy, it's come in my head and I'm like, not now, Gil. But it just wouldn't go away that time. I'm sorry. Carry on. 6 days after she died, they did their initial autopsy and it was still at elevated levels.
Yes.
Wait, it was at elevated levels?
Well, it was at levels of somebody who had just taken, like, not a half-life.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes. So, unusual.
Yeah, but it's a solvent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, no. She had 6 days after her death, she had about 3 times more than a normal person.
That sounds bad.
So it ideally was 6 times higher when she got admitted to the hospital.
You said
should be
6 days?
6 days after her death.
And it was 3 times higher.
Yes.
That's a significant amount.
Yes. But dimethylsulfone couldn't knock out an entire emergency room, so it was ruled out as a suspect. Just one of those odd things that happen.
That's a little fishy, though.
Isn't it?
Because that would be, if my math is right,
times
12 times.
When she was admitted into the hospital?
Yeah.
If my math is right. Come on, Rebecca.
I don't fully remember how half-lives work in the math behind them. Because it's not like a linear graph. And never mind, not the point. Continue.
It's not linear, Ashley.
It's
Wibbly, wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
All right, so doctors Anna Marie Osario and Kristen Waller from California Department of Health and Human Services were asked to find an explanation for the outbreak. They interviewed 34 hospital staff members who had been working in the emergency room that night, and they found that the people who developed severe symptoms tended to have certain things in common. They had worked within 2 feet of Ramirez and handled her intravenous lines, and they also found that those affected tended to be women rather than men, and people who had skipped dinner that evening.
Why were that many people handling her ish?
Well, if you have someone going into shock or something that shit's going down real fast.
Yeah, but you said it was like 21 out of 30 employees.
23 out of 30 employees, but the ones who had the most severe symptoms were closest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Have dinner, y'all.
Yes. Because of this, on September 12th, she passed away on February 19th. So on September 12th, the health department released an official report stating that the hospital staff most likely experienced an outbreak of mass sociogenic illness triggered by an unknown odor. So basically, it's mass hysteria because there's no logical reason for why all of this happened.
Okay, Trump.
Why would mass hysteria cause someone to be in the ICU?
And lose control
That
and eat away their knee muscles.
Is that right? ICU? Intensive care
Yeah.
unit? Or is that infant care unit? I don't
No,
know.
in
NICU.
ICU.
In
NICU.
ICU.
Thank
is
you.
Yeah. But mass hysteria, like the dancing plague, like people just couldn't stop. Like the brain does some weird-ish.
Yeah, but like the one girl who had apnea and ate away from the muscles around her knee, that's not mass hysteria. That's something's going on there.
Well, Gorzinski, the girl who had all of that, refused to believe mass hysteria had caused everything that happened to her. She called the Livermore Institute and begged them to look again because in her mind they were the only objective group that did any work on this.
Look at what? This is in September. The girl passed away like 7 months ago.
But they were looking at things like the reports that were...
Okay.
All the reports and everything to see if there was something that was missed. Upon further review, it was noted that the dimethyl sulfone could have been mistaken when it was actually dimethyl sulfoxide, or DMSO.
Okay.
So the only difference between these two chemicals is that dimethyl sulfone has 2 oxygen atoms and DMSO has 1. So if you have somebody who's not really good at organic chemistry, that may be something that's missed.
Okay.
Organic chemistry is really hard.
It is. It's really hard. And the guy who did the initial report actually said, I'm a nuclear chemist and my organic chemistry knowledge truthfully is minuscule.
Then why was he doing it?
Awesome. Good
So-
job. How many times can we talk about how jacked our healthcare system is?
It's fine.
Is that where this podcast is headed?
It's fine. But the person who realized it might be dimethyl sulfoxide, which we're just going to call DMSO from here on out,
Okay.
was familiar with it because he used to work with athletes. And DMSO is something that in the 60s, people were using to treat anxiety and muscle pain. When they were doing clinical trials, they realized that it's not very good for you and cause issues with your eyes, so they ixnayed it. But you can still find it in hardware stores.
I love how
Oh.
you use clinical trials and exnate it in the same sentence.
yes, that's what
Yes.
I do. I can't get too fancy. I mean, I'm saying a lot of big words that I don't fully understand, so...
Yeah, like DMSO.
Exactly.
And cell phone.
Cell phone. But it's sold as a gel form at hardware stores as a heavy-duty degreaser.
Ugh.
I know I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
I think Hagrid may use that in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So, it could be used if he has achy muscles
Don't tell him
and
that.
all that.
I just want to get him some CBD gummies.
CBD gummies.
I do.
Aw, okay. So, one thing to note about it is it has a garlicky odor to it.
Oh.
And if she were using it Now remember, she
was greasy.
had late stage cervical cancer and had been
And was
diagnosed
going
6
through
weeks ago.
chemotherapy.
Had a lot of pain. If she had rubbed that on her, she'd be greasy. Smell a little bit of garlic.
And it could possibly explain the increased levels. I guess not.
Can you absorb that through the skin?
I mean, anything could technically be absorbed if you try hard enough. She could have been a ShamWow. You don't know.
I do not know her, so I cannot say. And this is a really weird case, so who knows? ShamWow. Oh, wow. So, an interesting thing happens when you add one oxygen atom to it. It becomes dimethylsulfone, which we covered. When you add 2 oxygen atoms to dimethylsulfone, you get dimethylsulfate.
So that's 4 oxygen atoms.
Yes.
Okay.
Is anybody going to ask?
Tiffany, what is dimethyl sulfate?
I'm glad you asked.
Question
See, it's right
dot.
here. What is dimethyl sulfate? I'm glad you asked. Dimethyl sulfate is a chemical whose the vapors could kill exposed tissues.
The vapors.
Such as eyes or the mouth, or, get into your lungs. It could kill some of that.
So it could kill those tissues.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be absorbed through the blood and cause nervous symptoms?
Well, when it's absorbed in the body, it can cause convulsions, delirium, paralysis, and delayed damage to the kidneys, liver, and heart.
Huh.
Dum, dum, dum.
It was actually tested for chemical warfare, but never
She had to have a
implemented.
defibrillator. Her kidneys were failing. The other lady lost control of her limbs.
Of the 20 types of symptoms reported by the staff, only one, which was the nausea and vomiting, is not a symptom of dimethyl sulfate exposure.
But it is a symptom of anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a really good theory of what happened, right?
Yeah.
Only problem is they couldn't quite figure out how the body turned one into the other.
Too much oxygen. See, this is why
No.
my body doesn't let me breathe
No.
correctly often.
You don't just randomly add oxygen atoms to molecular structures.
Well, I read an article.
ShamWow.
ShamWow. That's how. She was a ShamWow.
That just
She
absorbs
just
it. That doesn't.
absorbed oxygen into her atoms.
You can't just put them in a bowl and
Statics.
mix it to. No! That's not even related.
ShamWow.
What's the next
Bullet point, Tiffany.
So I'm going to put a link or send Rebecca a link to put on the blog because let's be honest, she's a technical person. That is a link to an article that I read that explained it in great detail. And it's extremely technical and I would do a great injustice to everybody if I tried to explain it. So we're just going to kind of roll through their hypothesis based on what they tested. And if you want more info, it's there. Their theory is that Ramirez was using DMSO gel to relieve pain. When she collapsed from cancer-related kidney failure, paramedics put an oxygen mask on her face. Oxygen molecules flooded her bloodstream combined with the DMSO in her system, formed high levels of dimethylsulfone, which is not the toxic one.
Pause. Thought you couldn't just add atoms, oxygen atoms. That, what they said. You said I couldn't do it, and they just said that that's what happened.
Say that one more time.
I could be a doctor.
No, you.
Paramedics put an oxygen mask on her face. Oxygen molecules flooded her bloodstream, combined with the DMSO in her system, and formed high levels of dimethylsulfone.
But just being exposed to the chemical doesn't mean you're going to get a chemical reaction.
It doesn't, but it doesn't prevent it.
I'm still skeptical.
Well, you keep your skepticism. This article is really smart, so...
Quote, source is really smart article.
This article is really smart.
I'm going to ask someone about it tomorrow at work. Don't worry.
Oh, she's super smart. That makes me nervous. All right, so her initial autopsy showed a urinary tract infection, and this would have caused a buildup of the dimethylsulfone because it would be unable to flush out of her system.
That would explain the kidney failure.
Exactly. See?
But
really smart.
But not why it turned to dimethyl sulfate.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to like the rest of this, so.
Okay.
More oxygen mask.
No.
When the defibrillator was placed on her chest, it sent shockwaves through her body and pushed the oxygen into the atoms.
That could actually cause something. I'm not sure it would cause that.
Well, maybe it did.
Maybe.
Let's find out.
Maybe it didn't. There's
Yep.
so much salt. It's like the Philly experiment again.
Let's not go there. Carry on, Tiffany. I saw her eyes light up. Walk away from the semen.
Okay. So when they were testing out things to see if this could actually happen, they did experiments. They combined the dimethyl sulfone with a solution that was basically blood minus the red blood cells. And they found that when they brought that solution to room temperature, white crystals formed, which if that had happened in red blood,
It might look like manila particles.
it might, mayhaps.
Science and whatnot.
Then basically, through the mysteries of science,
Sorry.
their best guess is that when the blood was drawn and exposed to room temperature air, some of it broke down and began to vaporize as dimethyl sulfate.
Well, yeah, when they all passed it around to give it a good whiff.
Okay, but why didn't they find crystals in her blood when they took the biopsy during the autopsy? Yeah.
You're asking me a lot of questions.
Because
I don't
it
know the
had
answer.
lessened at that point than what the levels were at initially when they did
That
the
doesn't-
autopsy.
Yeah, but that wouldn't explain why they didn't find the precipitation of it.
It didn't rain.
That's not what that means.
Well, okay, so a lot of organic chemists, after reading this, said, listen here.
Thank you. Next.
I have played with these before, this chemical, this thing, and you have to get it like upwards of 300 something degrees before it starts breaking down like that. Yeah.
That's not room temperature.
No, it is not. Not super sciencey, but I know that.
Let's hope it's not. I don't know. They were in California. It does get kind of hot there.
Oh, poor California.
Yeah. So this is where you insert more science stuff that I don't understand. And Mr. Mark McCosey, the director of National Museum of Health and Medicine in Washington, D.C., he's a forensic pathologist who has investigated dozens of unusual deaths. He said, it's true that no one has done experiments to show that dimethyl sulfate is produced when dimethyl sulfone breaks apart and recombines with the body's sulfates. Yet chemists have on several occasions discovered that seemingly impossible reactions turn out to be quite possible. So this could just be one of those weird, rare occurrences where chemistry says, fuck you, I'm really hard to understand. Let me throw you a curveball.
That's what chemistry has always said to me.
Chemistry by Tiffany.
Exactly.
Fuck you. I'm really hard.
Let me
To
throw you
understand.
a curveball.
Yeah, I picked up on that pause. Don't think I didn't.
It's fine. So that's their best guess at what happened to Gloria Ramirez.
Their best guess is we don't know.
Well, their best guess is, yeah, we don't know.
Question dot.
It's either mass hysteria because it happened to mostly women, or it was this.
Oh, so just because it happened to women, it's mass hysteria. But
So-
if it happened to men, it's dimethyl
Yeah, what I was reading about mass hysteria said that most of the time it occurs in younger women.
Okay, I've seen girls at boy band concerts. That makes a little bit of sense.
Have you though?
No.
Thank you for pulling her out on that one.
Let's be real.
Miss, I don't like concerts.
I don't. There's too many people and it's too
We'll
loud.
report back to you in August after we go to the Backstreet Boys concert.
I have another friend going to that.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's a good friend.
Sure. I mean, hi, if you're listening. Thank
So
you.
we have no idea what happened.
Nope.
So
we
you
do
just left us on a little cliffhanger there.
not. I did.
Well, congrats on fulfilling the promise of the show. Questionable, odd, and eerie.
Yeah, see, that's what I do. I will say though, past couple ones I've had to throw in some sciencey stuff, and I'm real confused by it. So next topic I've got is gonna be a doozy that has no science.
You know what your next topic is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Stay tuned for our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is a topic that I've talked about since before we had the idea to do a podcast. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Rebecca's gonna be so uncomfortable.
I'm always uncomfortable. That's nothing new. But I'm going to be more uncomfortable than usual.
Yes.
Should it have been uncomfortable, odd, and eerie?
That would be the three of us.
So yeah, it's Gloria Ramirez. I do feel really bad, though, that this poor lady who found out she had cancer and passed away is now known as the toxic lady.
Yeah, and they really don't have any definitive proof that she really was.
No, because her family swears up and down that she did not use DMSO to help alleviate pain. So,
I mean, not to belittle her death or anything, but if I gotta go, I want to make it interesting.
there you go.
Rebecca wants to affect as many people as she can on the way out.
I want to confuse a lot of people.
There you go. Well, just don't
Yeah,
give
but
me
see-
hepatitis and pancreatitis and
Rebecca's lucky like that, and she would cause some sort of like major medical breakthrough with hers.
On accident.
Yeah,
Medical breakthroughs. Sure.
I think you can do it.
So,
I'm probably going to go out in the most boring way possible.
you're going to go out by pressing a button you're not supposed to press.
It's fine.
Probably, but it's so don't go towards the light.
And Ashley's going to go out trying to keep Tiffany from pressing the button that she's not supposed to press.
No, I'm going to go out. We're both going to go out like, well, we're not supposed to push it. So if you push it from this side and I push it from that side and we both look behind us to make sure nobody's coming.
I'm glad you guys don't think that I'm going to open some portal to hell and get sucked in by some demonic presence. Because that's how I
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
that is a distinct possibility.
It's fine. Either way.
That's when Tiffany's sure as hell pressing the button. She's like, help.
Did you notice that I decorated a space to bring my doll?
No. What
Ashley?
doll? Mm-mm.
What? She's not haunted. She just needs love.
I don't care. She can get love at your house.
You can love her on your own time.
She doesn't get love at my house because James makes me hide her in the laundry room.
Can you-
Good.
Smart James. Good Hagrid.
I'm bringing her.
You will not bring her.
I'm bringing her.
So I can figure out how to set up
Skype. Would you rather I brought the doll or the Ouija board?
Neither. But thank
Well,
you.
the Ouija board doesn't have the key to open it.
doesn't matter.
Whereas the doll's probably just haunted.
She's never given me any reason to believe that she's haunted.
Well, good for you. That sounds lovely. Take it home with you and check it out. Take the reader home with you to check out the doll.
All right, we'll report back in a couple weeks with whether or not we had
My
to
doll
admit
findings.
Tiffany for hyperventilating.
That's fine. On that note,
Uh-huh.
remember, friends, everyone has something that they find odd. Let us tell you why it's not.
If you have any questionable topics you'd like us to discuss, you can share them with us on any of our social medias. Links can be found on our website, theladiesofstrange.com. Or you can email them to us at theladiesofstrange@gmail.com.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. And if you think we're doing a great job and want to support the show, you can find us on Patreon.
Da, 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 da.
I wasn't done yet. Keep it strange, lovelies.
Bye-bye.
Da, 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 da.